Hi guys, I'm back with another video today. So this is Wrestling Terms and Glossary Episode 7. Today's letter is the letter G. We're almost halfway done with the alphabet. Well, not really. But anyway, let's get started. There's a lot of words today. Pretty much the same as last week. Okay, let's get started. Gas. Gas means, number one, it can mean steroids, which steroids are banned by the WWE now, so they got a wellness policy. If you break it, your first offense is 30 days. The second offense is 60 days with 60 day. Like, the first one is a 30-day suspension. The second one is a 60-day suspension with no pay. And the last one is you're fired by the WWE. But gas also means, number two, stamina isn't out of gas. So, a lot of wrestlers you see today have a lot of stamina. Number two, gassed, means exhausted or out of breath during a match. So, that's pretty normal. That's like any sport you play. You're going to get gassed out, exhausted, out of breath. Like basketball, football, soccer, baseball, anything. Gig. Gig means the blade a wrestler uses to cut himself. So that will be a razor blade, which they don't use razor blades anymore. They got rid of that a long time ago. But how do they get blood now? Well, they get blood by accident with their real blood actually gushing out of them. Like, when they cut themselves with a razor blade, it was it was their real blood, but like, they would cut themselves, not like a big gash, a little cut in the forehead, the gig, and they would start bleeding. That's real blood. But the other real blood I'm talking about is if they actually get hurt during a match, like hitting the apron or the ring post, and they actually start bleeding for real if they hit themselves hard enough by not using gig or razor blade. But now they use time capsules. Time capsules, if you know what I mean, like, you know when you dress up as a vampire for Halloween, you know how you have those little things that have blood in them? Well, that's time capsules. But WWE doesn't really use blood anymore because it's the PG era now, and they don't really swear as much as they used to, like in the Attitude Era. But, you know, they stopped doing that because of the Chris Benoit situation. If you want me to talk about Chris Benoit and what happened to him, please like, subscribe, and comment. And comment if you want me to say what happened to Chris Benoit. But most of you should already know by now. Anyway, the next one is gimmick. A gimmick gimmick or persona means the character portrayed by a wrestler. So, like, a perfect example is Jonathan Goodman is playing Jon Moxley. So that's the real life name playing a character. Like in a movie. It's like a movie, but it's scripted. Alright? I just spoiled it for you. WWE scripted. And if you don't like that, get the fuck off this channel. I don't fucking play games. You fucking like my wrestling, you get the fuck out of here. Okay. Jobber to the stars means a loser defeated by a mid-card talent and loses consistently, losing to main event level wrestlers. So that would be somebody like AJ Styles beating somebody like Kurt Hawkins or Zack Ryder. Those guys are jobbers, which is in the word, in the thing, in the term. Go away heat. A wrestler, face or heel that has negative reaction because the audience is not entertained and they don't want to watch them perform, which that doesn't really happen anymore. That's not a big thing, unless if the fans are bored, which I've seen this personally. When the fans get bored, you hear them in the crowd, they start chanting things like CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, or AEW, 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 stuff like that. So that's when the fans get bored. Next is go home. Yeah, it means literally go home, motherfuckers. Just kidding. That's not the real term. Go home means to finish a match by a planned ending by first the promoter, then it ends by the referee counting the 1, 2, 3 to finish the match. So it's planned match by the producer and the referee to finish the match. Go home show. Yeah, go home show. Go home. Yeah. Just kidding, that's not the real meaning. Go home show means the final televised show before a pay-per-view. There will be no house shows, which is a live event if you ever went to one, a WWE live event, which they're doing right now every day of the week. There will be no house shows before the pay-per-view. The final show before it will be Friday Night SmackDown. So that's the final televised show before the pay-per-view will be Friday Night SmackDown. Gold. Gold means a championship belt. They wear them all the time. Go over. To let a wrestler win wrestling match that is pre-planned. So it's planned. The wrestler lets the winner lets the loser lets the winner win. That's pretty much it. Gorilla position. The gorilla position means the stage area just behind the curtain where wrestlers come out to the ring. This is named after Gorilla Monsoon, which he's dead now. He's a dead wrestler, and yeah, he's been dead for a while. Okay, the next one is green. Don't get confused by the color green. That's not what I'm saying. It's not a color. It's an actual wrestling term, green. Green refers to wrestlers who is in early stages of their career, and as a result may be prone to making botches or mistakes because of their inexperience. It's by accident. Yeah, that happens for all early wrestlers like me or anybody else that's training for a wrestling job. The last term of the day is gusher. Gusher means a deep cut that bleeds a lot, usually caused by a botched mistake while bleeding, but can be intentional by another wrestler if getting hit by a steel chair, ring steps, or any type of weapon. So this is a perfect example for a story real quick. It's a really side note story. You can skip this if you want to. So there's a perfect example of this. At a pay-per-view, Eddie Guerrero was in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. JBL was the champion. So JBL was the champion. It was in a 3-3 match. JBL versus Eddie Guerrero versus The Undertaker. What happened was, during the match, Eddie Guerrero got hit by a chair. He was going to use his gig, which is back then called a razor blade. He cut himself, but he caught an artery, a blood vessel, and when he cut himself, it just made him start gushing from his face down. He had a crimson mask of blood down his face, and that's what the term gusher means. A deep cut that bleeds a lot. It was bleeding a lot. He had a crimson mask, and it's usually caused by a mistake. He cut himself by accident, caused a mistake, which he caught a blood vessel by accident, and sometimes it's intentional by another wrestler by using weapons or something else, but that's not what happened. That was on his own accord. It wasn't by anybody else. But anyway, that's all the words for today for wrestling terms, wrestling terms and glossary episode 7. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.